Hey everybody. Um, this is just going to be a really quick tutorial on how to deal with linked uh, geometry and how to make sure that you can save your files as .f3d files throughout the quarter. This is something that we want everybody to be doing. We're not going to accept files that are not .f3d files, and there are a couple particular reasons for that. But we'll talk about those in just a second. The other thing that we're going to cover in this video is the file naming convention for this quarter. So what we're going to do um, the to start off here, I'm going to just open a new file really quickly and show you guys how this works from the beginning. Um, a really common workflow that a lot of people use when they're doing CAD is that they will model individual components first as separate files, which we can see on the left-hand side here. And then they will bring them into another file to do assembly work or to merge them with other components so that they can check fitment, etc., those types of things. But when you do that, uh, Fusion 360 will create a special file type for those files by default because you're linking to external components. And I'll show you what that looks like really quickly. So I have an assembly file here. Oh, first I just need to save this really quickly. Um, so we have this file, and if I pull in these components, like a couple of these individual components, you can see that we have these other files that are showing up as individual components in our component tree on the left-hand side. But these components have this chain icon associated with them. This chain icon means that these components, the file, like the geometry here, does not actually exist inside of this file. It's referenced, and the reference is to one of these external files over here. And what this means is that what if we try to export this, Fusion will default to the .f3z file type. And this is a file type that essentially accounts for all of these links between files. We need these files to be unlinked so that Fusion 360 does not upload lots of additional files to our to Canvas essentially, and it makes it easier for us as instructors to grade your work and to organize your work as we go through the quarter. So the way that we're going to solve this problem, if you have linked components inside of your file, we're going to simply right-click on one of these components. We're going to come down here and we're going to select the break link option. And we're going to, in this case, I'll just hit capture position. And you'll see that the moment I did that, that chain icon went away. And what happened in the background is that Fusion 360 loaded this component directly into this file to essentially save locally inside of the file. However, we still have another component here that has an external link. So if we go and try to export again, we will see that we are still defaulting to this .f3z file type right there. So the way that we solve that again is that we have that we're going to right click on this assembly. But you'll notice that we also have a bunch of links to other external links that are subcomponents here. So when we right click on this and we select break link, we're going to be prompted by this dialog box. And it's going to ask us, do we want to include the subcomponents in this break link operation? And the answer is yes, because if any of these components are still linked externally to another file, Fusion 360 will not allow us to save this as a .f3d. So we're going to include subcomponents. Fusion 360 is going to think for a moment, but once it does, it essentially loads, again, all of these components inside of this file. And now we will have the option, after we save, there we go, when we go back here to export, we now have the option to do a .f3d. Now, I want to take this opportunity to talk about the naming convention for this quarter, or for this class, I should say. We want you guys to be utilizing a standardized file naming convention for all of the assignments that you do this quarter. And that naming convention is going to be your first name, followed by your last name, followed by the lab number, followed by the quarter that you are taking this class. At the time of recording, this is winter quarter of 2024. And so an example file name would look something like this: Joe _ Smith _ lab 1 _ W24. We do not want to include the .f3d file extension in the file name. That will cause problems from from kind of a file organization perspective on the instructor's end. And so we're going to be pretty rigorous about holding everybody to this naming format. The things that are going to change from this format over time are primarily going to be the lab numbers. So if we're working on the third lab of the quarter, we'll say lab 3. If it's the last lab of the quarter, that'll likely be something like lab 7 or 8. And then if you are taking this class in the quarter that is not winter of 24, you would change these last two to conform to the current quarter that you're in. So if you're taking this class in summer of 24, it would be SU 24. If you're taking this class in fall of 25, it would be F25, etc. So now that we've created this, we can hit export, go to our folder, show this in our Explorer here, and you can see that we have our 2 files. So that's all that I have for you guys today. If you have any questions regarding anything else, let me know, or let the instructor know. And we look forward to seeing you guys in class. Looking forward to seeing the projects that you guys do this quarter. And yeah, we'll end it here. And again, reach out to us on Discord or Canvas, or the other preferred method that your instructor is saying would be the best way to communicate with them. And we'll see you guys in class. Take it easy.